My three, the first always starts with Willie Eason, right? So that's you can't you can't you can't go anywhere else unless you start with him. And so Willie Eason was my great uncle who pretty much coined just the whole talking guitar theory, right? With the slide. And so he came in and started playing the melody to songs versus playing the chords and all that other stuff. So, he would sing and then he'd play what he just sung.
I played A Closer Walk with Thee, but I'm only playing one string melody. It sounded like you were saying, the guitar was saying the words of the song. And granted, Jesus, if you please.
But the beginning of it, with Willie, everything, was based around the lap steel guitar. And specifically the Fender lap steel guitar. You know what I'm saying? Like that was the thing. If you could get you a good old 6-string or 8-string, Fender, you know, you was sounding like Nelson or Gent. So that was the key.
That far back, the Fender of lap steel existed?
Oh yeah, man. They were making those, before they were making electric guitars. As the story's told, I stand, if I'm corrected on it. But Willie Eason, in my opinion and understanding, is what I would call the Robert Johnson of, the steel guitar. So in other words, what that means and it is to me what it means is he was his the way of his playing was formatted in a song style. Like it was, you sing, you play, you sing some more, you play. It was more of a format, more of a storytelling. It was something that could have been along with your Howlin' Wolf, your Muddy Waters, that line of greats. And then it goes to my grandfather, Henry Nelson. So what happens is Henry is pretty much to a point was taught by Willie. He kind of showed him some things, but he kind of went on, man, and started creating his own sound. He went off to play with, like Rosetta Tharpe and Mahalia Jackson, and unfortunately, these are during the years where everybody wasn't running around with a recording phone or something just to record absolutely everything you heard. He comes in and he creates what people call sacred steel music today. When you hear certain moans, certain screams, certain this and that on the lap steel guitar itself, that's what he's known for. That. So he pretty much Hendrixed, the sound in church. He with the turn up loud, different effects as far as whether it's a phaser or just different things. He did that, but he also he came in and really started making the guitar sing at that time. right? He really did it. With Willie Eason, it was Willie and his talking guitar, right? So he can mimic the vocals. Henry comes in and he starts now, adding certain vibrato to it to really make it sound like Mahalia Jackson. So you go from storytelling to Hendrix. It's the greatest way I can explain it. He became just an extremely popular person within the church. It's crazy stories that were told. I'll keep it at that. And then, of course, my dad comes in, and he takes it all to another level because he now starts really going outside the church, the four walls, and playing at festivals and inspiring a lot of different slide players. And to me, to this day, man, his sound alone of what he was able to produce as far as the singing sound is the greatest. For me, my dad's wrist was even slicker, right? So the difference in sounds is Mahalia and then Whitney Houston. You understand? So that's the difference in sound. So you have Mahalia and Lord knows Mahalia, she can wail, right? And all that, make it cry and all of that stuff. And then the slickness with the run from Whitney, the slickness. So now you're hearing the technique. My family was from Florida, so we think Henry Nelson's from Ocala, Florida. My dad from Fort Pierce, Florida. I'm from Fort Pierce, Florida. So, that sound, the sound was birthed in Florida. You know what I'm saying? I haven't ran into a guitar yet that can't do the trick, and that's what I tell everybody. It's like, hey man, if you got a guitar in the closet, I guarantee you, it can sing. I guarantee you that the guitar, you're missing out.
And you just put the slide over the top because
Well,
steel or
yeah, so that's what I learned from lap steel. Like, I was, placing the slide, used to playing like this, right? So now everything's like this. Now it's a whole nother beast, right? So,
right.
and there are benefits with playing that way. People don't really understand and wonder why I play that way. There's a lot of benefits. But one thing that I will tell you is you're faster. The difference with what I'm doing now, man, even from what I was doing, a few years ago was, a lot of my guitars were set up still with high action. And, of course, years later, I decided that my guitars are going to be set up just like the normal guitar player, who can pick up the guitar and just go for it, right? I'm going to have my guitar set up that way, still playing this way. So the challenge now, is if you want to learn how to play that way, on just a guitar that you just got sitting over in the closet or whatever the case may be, on your favorite guitar, the key is going to be not bumping into the fretboard when you're playing, right? Because the strings are extremely low. From lap steel world, everything is high. The strings are set up high. So I created a problem, but I also have a solution, and that solution is really lightening up that left hand. And when you lighten up that left hand, you'll believe, you'll understand that, it starts flowing a whole lot better. You know what I'm saying? Almost like a feather.